Welcome back to the C-Suite. I'm Danielle Jaworski. If sales has anything to do with the role that you have today, are you owning it or are you resisting parts of it? Here today to talk about how to own what you do and creating the confidence in order to sell it is sales and mindset coach Kayleigh Kennedy. We're going to be talking about what does it mean to own what you do, and we're going to look at sales from a very different perspective. So welcome Kayleigh to the show.
Thanks, Danielle. I'm excited to be here.
Sales is one of these topics where with sales, you either love it, you hate it. There sometimes doesn't seem to be any gray zone. So let's but first talk about owning what you do. So when you talk about owning what you do, what does that mean?
Well, we work with, so the company I work for, we're a sales and mindset coaching company, just as you mentioned. And we work with a wide range of salespeople from entrepreneurs, coaches, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, people in financial services, kind of anyone, who's selling a product or service. And what I find a lot with our clients, especially in the coaching realm, is that they don't actually know that they're salespeople, that they don't actually know that they're selling them. They're always selling themselves, and everyone's always selling themselves. But it's just very interesting when, you really break it down and ask, okay, well, bringing on more clients and all of those things, who's selling the product, right? And it's really changing that mindset to, a coach and salesperson, or, adding that sales piece in. And I find so often that people are resistant to that sales piece, right? I know quite a few coaches who is kind of like, a mind blown experience when I told them, well, you are a salesperson, right? You're selling yourself, you're selling your service, you're selling the results that your clients achieve, and really shifting that mindset around it. And I find too, and I could talk about this forever, so I'll keep it brief, but there seems to be that a mindset around selling and around sales, and really, really embracing what the product, service, impact, whatever it is that you're selling in all of the areas, of service. Selling is really a service, just to owning what you do and just putting it out there and gaining that confidence so that you can share your incredible opportunity or service or product to the world. And that's the piece in owning it and building that confidence that, I find a lot is really, really lacking in a lot of salespeople.
When you talk about owning it, can you give some examples about what it truly means to is it like stepping into the role, embracing all of it? What does it mean to own what you do?
That's exactly it. Stepping into the impact that you can have, stepping into that role of, if you're talking to someone and you ask them like their goals, right? And we like to talk in our mentorship, we talk about big goals, like we call them our C-type goals, or, those goals that really expand you. And, owning it is just really, okay, so you determine what that goal is, and then you have to ask yourself some questions of who is that person that achieves those goals? Because if you were that person now, you would already be there, right? So owning that and stepping up and stepping out into that person before those goals are achieved is a really big part of owning it. And also being okay with being seen. That's what I find too, being okay with being seen, especially in today's climate. Everything is online, right? So social media platforms are a huge and a very amazing way to make connections and to find new clients. And being able to step out, own what you're doing, and show up and be seen as that person with your goal achieved. In that confidence, you'll attract more clients, different kind of conversations and all of those things. So it's really, when it comes to owning it, it really does come down to confidence. And, this could probably be a whole other segment, but self-image is a huge piece too. So kind of that's going back to what I was talking about, is just really stepping into that person who has your goals, the goals achieved.
And you're talking about confidence. So, and confidence is something you have, but you can also grow it and and achieve different levels of confidence. So how could someone start going about really shifting like their ideas around confidence, or is it or their belief in themselves to grow the confidence?
I love that question. And that's exactly it. We can build confidence. I think everyone has an aspect of themselves that's confidence within, but it's getting that confidence and getting that belief out. And there are some amazing tools to use to be able to build that confidence. My favorite, and I actually, my mentor always says, if you're not using auto suggestion, you're robbing yourself of a fortune. And auto suggestion is affirmations. It's creating statements that you repeat over and over and over in different ways to shift a belief. So whether that's confidence, whether that's shifting your results, even like, if say your goal is to be talking to people every day and selling a product every day, right? Like if whatever it is, you create an affirmation around that you repeat over and over and over until it's accepted into your subconscious mind and it becomes your reality. And it's such a powerful tool. And I find too that it's actually it's it's misused because people will auto suggest and they'll affirm, and then if the results aren't shifting, they'll give up. And really the secret to successful auto suggestion is you are repeating that statement until that's your truth. So whether that's a week, a month, a year, it really depends on you and how much feeling you're giving it. So I have my personal auto suggestion. I am so happy and grateful now that, and then I write my belief that I'm shifting, and I write that down every day. I write a page of it down every morning. I have a recording of it on my phone that I listen to, and I also shout it in the mirror at myself with passion and energy and feeling, because feeling is the secret, right? Feeling is the secret into shifting those beliefs and gaining that confidence. And that's actually the key of shortening that time too, is getting that feeling and getting that energy into it. That would be my number one tool for people who are trying to build confidence, is just come up with an auto suggestion. I am so happy and grateful now that I am confident, I speak clearly, I reach out to people, I own what I do, whatever that is. And you just repeat it over and over and over. And then you also start visualizing it. Like, what would it look like when you're on more sales calls, talking to more people, closing more clients, having a bigger impact, all of those things. So I like to visualize right after I do my affirmations. That's kind of how I get it going.
Well, and really quickly, we're almost out of time. When it comes to actually selling, is the confidence behind selling, is it more mindset, skill set, and technique, or a combination of both?
It is a combination of both, but I remember hearing this, and it blew my mind actually, and it was, always known mindset is everything, right? Mindset is everything. It's how we show up. It's our attitude. It's how we're dealing with what's going on in the world. But skills pay the bills. So when I heard that, I was like, that's very interesting, because you can have all of the mindset, but if you don't know how to use it, you don't know how to sell your product or service, you're not going to get the results that you want. So you can, have, I like to say, like a head full of the mindset knowledge, but if you don't have the skills to back it up, you're not going to get the results. So that's why we really have that. We have a deep focus around mindset and skill set in our mentorship.
Okay, that's a great meme, like skills pay the bills, and that I'm gonna write that down later on. That's wonderful. So thank you so much, Kayleigh, for being here today, really providing a very different perspective on how to feel more confident on what you do in order to achieve the sales that you're looking for in whatever it is you do for your career. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.